Hey everyone, welcome to the Deep Dive. Ready to explore some content marketing for Shopify today?
Sounds good to me.
Awesome. A lot of you have been asking about this, and I think we've got some really great insights
Yeah.
in this article we're looking at from Marketing Lib. It's called Content Marketing Guide for Shopify, and it's written by Mohammed Tufekyapan.
Okay.
And he actually founded Growth Suite and Marketing Lib.
Wow.
So,
Double the expertise.
yeah, definitely knows what he's talking about.
For sure.
And he kind of lays out these 3 key steps for successful content marketing that we're going to
Okay.
dig into.
Yeah.
But first,
Uh-huh.
this deep dive is powered by Growth Suite.
Right.
Growth Suite helps you to run smart discount campaigns on your store.
Cool.
You can test it for free on your Shopify store.
Nice.
Just land on the Shopify App Store now and test it for free.
That's a great deal.
So let's set the stage a little bit.
Okay.
When we talk about content marketing in the context of Shopify, what exactly do we mean?
Ooh, that's a great question.
What are we talking about here?
So, content marketing is really about building relationships with your audience by creating and distributing content that is both valuable and relevant to them. And that's a key point.
Okay.
It's not about just churning out any old content.
Right.
It needs to resonate with your target audience
Oh, sure.
and offer them genuine value.
Okay.
Think of it as a way to communicate your brand's unique personality
Yeah.
and what makes your Shopify store stand out from the crowd.
Okay, so it's not just about like pushing products and yelling
Right.
buy now at people.
It's not about being salesy.
Right.
It's about building
Yeah.
that trust and connection.
Okay, so you're building that relationship first.
Absolutely.
With
You
them.
want to establish that foundation of trust.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, you can kind of guide them towards making a purchase decision.
Makes sense.
Now, speaking of understanding your audience,
Yeah.
Tufekyapan's first step to content marketing success is finding those golden content ideas.
Okay. Yeah. How do we find those?
He uses a hypothetical Shopify store selling high-end organic baby clothes
Okay.
to illustrate this process.
I love a good example.
Yeah.
Always makes it a little easier to understand.
Yeah. So how do we unearth these golden content ideas?
Yeah.
So he suggests creating an ideal customer profile, or ICP,
Yeah.
and an empathy map.
Okay.
This might sound technical, but it's really just about painting a detailed picture of your ideal customer.
Gotcha.
So think of the ICP as outlining the basic features of your ideal customer.
Right.
What are their demographics, like age, gender, location, even income?
Okay.
This helps you understand, for example, if they're more likely to be drawn to budget-friendly items or luxury goods.
Makes sense.
And then,
Okay, so that's the ICP.
Yes.
What about the empathy map?
so the empathy map adds those vibrant colors to your customer portrait.
Okay.
It dives into their psychographic, their values, lifestyle, interests,
Yeah.
and crucially, their pain points and needs.
Okay, yeah.
So for our baby clothes example, maybe your ideal customer is a parent between 25 and 45,
Mm-hmm.
lives in an urban area,
Yeah.
and values sustainability.
Right.
Their pain points might be finding baby clothes that are both stylish and organic
Yeah.
without breaking the bank.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Right.
I can see that being a pain point.
So now that we have a clear picture of who we're talking to,
Yeah.
how does that help us generate content ideas?
Yeah. How do we use this?
Well, imagine knowing that your customer is concerned about harmful chemicals in baby clothes.
Okay.
You could create content titled The Ultimate Guide to Chemical-Free Baby Clothes
Uh-huh.
or Dressing Your Little Ones in Eco-Friendly Style. You're directly addressing their concerns
Okay.
and positioning your Shopify store as the solution.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
So you're really honing in on
That's
that
right.
pain point.
And providing the answer Yeah.
to
to that pain point.
Okay, very cool.
Now,
But, knowing your ideal customer is only part of the equation, right?
right.
We also need to know what they're actually searching for online.
Yes, absolutely.
That's-
And that's where keyword research comes in.
Okay.
By using tools like Google Keyword Planner,
Mm-hmm.
keywordtool.io,
Ah.
or Answer the Public.
Okay.
We can tap into the minds of our potential customers
Yeah.
and see what they're typing into those search bars.
Okay.
Answer the Public is particularly interesting.
Oh, yeah.
It reveals those quirky, sometimes funny questions people ask,
Oh, yeah.
giving you valuable insights into their needs.
I've played around with that one.
Oh, yeah.
It's very entertaining.
It is. Yeah, and you really get a sense of what's on people's minds.
Right.
And by analyzing these keywords,
Yeah.
We can tailor our content to address those specific questions and interests.
Okay.
This makes it more likely that your target audience will find your Shopify store and engage with your brand.
So we've got a crystal clear picture
Yeah.
of our ideal customer now.
We do.
We know what they're searching for.
Yeah.
What's next?
Now comes the exciting part, crafting content that actually connects.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Okay.
But first, a quick word from our sponsor.
All right.
This deep dive is powered by Growth Suite.
Cool.
Growth Suite helps you to run smart discount campaigns on your store.
Awesome.
You can test it for free on your Shopify store.
Sweet.
Just land on the Shopify App Store now and test it for free.
All right, I'm in.
Okay, so we're back.
We're back.
Now, where were we?
We were about to get into the nitty-gritty of crafting content that connects.
Yes, content that connects.
Yeah.
All right, so how do we do that?
Okay, so first remember,
Yeah.
content marketing is a long game.
Okay.
So resist those hacks or shortcuts that promise instant success.
Yeah, no cutting corners.
No cutting corners.
Okay.
Instead, focus on creating high-quality original content that genuinely helps your audience and builds trust.
Okay.
Think of it as building a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
not a quick transaction.
Yeah, okay, that's a good way to think about it.
Yeah.
So how do we make sure that our content is actually valuable and insightful?
To Fake a Pen offers a simple yet effective one-question framework.
Okay, lay it on me.
Ask yourself, does this content have a clear point?
Mm-hmm.
Explain something thoroughly,
Yeah.
and teach the reader something new.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
If the answer is yes, you're on the right track.
Okay, easy enough.
And we're not just talking about blog posts here.
Right, right.
You can repurpose your content
Yeah.
across different platforms.
Okay.
So let's say you just wrote this in-depth blog post.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just let it sit on your blog.
Yeah.
You can turn it into a series of engaging social media posts.
Okay.
A short, informative video for YouTube,
Yeah.
or even the foundation for your next email newsletter.
Okay, so you're really getting the most
Right.
out of each piece of content.
You're maximizing your effort by reaching your audience where they are.
It's like a content multiplier.
Exactly.
Very cool.
Speaking of reaching your audience,
Yeah.
let's move on to Fake a Pen's third step,
Okay.
content distribution.
All right, this is where it gets interesting.
This is where it gets really strategic.
Yeah.
So you could have the most brilliant content in the world,
Mm-hmm.
but if nobody sees it,
Yeah, sure.
it's like a tree falling in the forest.
Nobody heard it?
Exactly, nobody heard it.
Okay.
So content distribution is just as important as creation.
Right.
And it's not just about hitting publish and hoping for the best.
Right.
You need a well-thought-out plan to get your content in front of the right eyes
Yeah.
at the right time.
Okay, so how do we make an effective content distribution strategy?
It all starts with understanding where your target audience spends their time online.
Okay.
Are they active on Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, or TikTok?
Makes sense. Different platform.
Right. Each platform requires a slightly different approach.
Okay.
For blog posts, SEO optimization is key to ranking high in search results.
Okay.
For YouTube videos,
Yeah.
you'll need compelling titles,
I know.
descriptions, and even eye-catching thumbnails.
Gotcha. So each one's a little bit different.
Yes. And don't forget the power of social media
Right.
for sharing your content and engaging with your followers.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like we need to tailor our approach
Yes.
to each platform.
Exactly.
What would you say to our listener who's probably thinking about their own Shopify store now and how to apply all of this?
I would encourage them to think about which platforms their target audience frequents
Okay.
and tailor their distribution strategy accordingly.
So if your ideal customer loves visuals,
Yeah,
focus on platforms like Pinterest and Instagram.
exactly.
If they're avid blog readers,
Yeah.
SEO optimization should be your priority.
It's all about meeting your audience where they are.
It all comes back to that.
It does.
This has been so insightful.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much goes into effective content distribution.
It's a lot more than just hitting publish.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah,
It takes a strategic mindset
definitely.
and a deep understanding of your target audience.
For sure.
But when done right,
Yeah,
content distribution can be a powerful driver
absolutely.
of traffic,
Mm-hmm.
engagement,
Yeah,
and ultimately sales for your Shopify store.
that's the goal.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground already,
We have.
from understanding your ideal customer
Yes.
to the nuances of content distribution.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a quick break and then come back to wrap up our deep dive into content marketing
Sounds good.
for Shopify stores.
All right.
Okay, so we're back,
Back at it.
ready to dive back into
Yeah.
content marketing for those Shopify stores.
Let's do it.
Now, before we wrap things up, I wanted to circle back to something that Tufekapia man mentioned in the article that I thought was really interesting. He talked about prioritizing content ideas based on the customer journey. What does that mean?
So basically, he suggests starting with content that's highly relevant to your ideal customers' immediate needs and pain points. Think about the questions they're asking at the very beginning of their buying journey. So remember our organic baby clothes store? Content like the ultimate guide to chemical-free baby clothes speaks directly to someone who's just starting to research organic options.
Makes sense.
Right. It's more relevant to their immediate needs than, say, a broader piece like top 10 fashion trends for newborns.
Okay, so it's about meeting them where they are in their decision-making process.
Exactly.
And providing the information they need at each stage.
Yes, it's like anticipating their needs and offering solutions before they even know they need them.
Almost like you're reading their mind.
Right.
Okay. Now, I know Tufekapia really stressed avoiding hacks and shortcuts.
Yes.
What are those bad?
So you'll often hear about using AI to generate content in bulk, scraping content from other websites, or simply rehashing what everyone else is saying.
Copying other people.
While these tactics might seem like quick wins, they ultimately undermine your credibility and damage your brand's reputation.
Right, so it seems like authenticity is key.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Your audience can spot insincere or generic content from a mile away. They crave authenticity, expertise, and a genuine desire to help.
Okay.
That's what builds trust and loyalty.
Right.
Not shortcuts.
So how do we strike that balance then? Between creating high-quality content and keeping up with a consistent content schedule?
Remember Tufekapia's emphasis on repurposing content?
Oh, right,
That's one way to maximize your efforts.
Correct.
Let's say you spent hours researching and writing an in-depth blog post about the benefits of organic cotton. Instead of letting it sit on your blog, transform it. Turn it into a series of engaging social media posts. A short, informative video for your YouTube channel. Or even material for your next email newsletter.
So you're creating this content ecosystem.
This is a content multiplier.
Where each piece feeds into the other.
Right. You're not starting from scratch every time, but you're leveraging your existing content in new ways to reach different segments of your audience.
Very cool.
And it ties in perfectly with content distribution. By repurposing across multiple platforms, you naturally expand your reach and increase your chances of connecting with potential customers.
It all comes back to knowing your audience and the platforms they use.
For sure.
Okay, so speaking of distribution.
Okay.
Let's say we have a fantastic blog post about the benefits of organic baby clothes. How do we get that seen?
First, SEO optimization is crucial. Make sure your blog post is structured in a way that search engines can easily understand and index. Use relevant keywords throughout the text. Think about what your target audience would be searching for. Incorporate them naturally into your headlines, subheadings, and body content.
So it's not just about stuffing keywords in wherever they fit.
Exactly.
It's about using them strategically.
It has to be organically.
Search engines can tell when you're trying to game the system. So focus on providing genuine value.
What about promoting the blog post on social media? Any tips for that?
Social media is a powerful tool for driving traffic to your blog content. Create engaging social media posts that highlight key takeaways.
And use relevant hashtags to reach a wider audience. Instead of just sharing the entire blog post, offer a snippet that piques their interest and entices them to click through to your website.
Okay, like a little teaser.
Exactly, and think about crafting a captivating headline and using visuals to make your posts stand out.
Right, because there's a lot of stuff on social media these days.
It's a crowded space.
So you got to stand out.
Yes.
Okay, what about visual platforms like YouTube or Pinterest?
So let's say your blog post is about different ways to style organic baby clothes. You could create a short video summarizing the key points and share it on YouTube. Add a link to your blog post in the video description to drive traffic back to your Shopify store.
Okay, so you're using one to feed the other.
Exactly.
Okay.
Pinterest is another great option, especially if your blog post is image heavy. Create eye-catching Pinterest boards showcasing your product collections. and link each image back to the relevant product page on your Shopify store.
Okay, so we've got SEO for search engines,
Right.
social media promotion, the possibility of repurposing content for visual platforms like YouTube and Pinterest.
Yes.
Any other distribution channels we should consider?
Don't forget about email marketing.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
It's a fantastic way to nurture relationships with your audience and drive traffic to your content.
Okay.
Include a link to your latest blog post in your next newsletter.
Yeah?
And personalize the message to make it even more engaging.
Yeah, that's a great point because that's a direct line
It is
to people who are already interested in what you have to say.
Yes.
What about influencer marketing?
Influencer marketing can be very effective, but it's about finding the right fit.
Okay.
Choose influencers who align with your brand values and whose audience overlaps with your target market.
So it's not just about finding someone with a large following.
Exactly.
Okay.
You want to find the right partner.
That makes sense.
Who can authentically promote your content to an engaged audience that's likely to be interested in what you have to offer.
So it seems like content distribution is not as simple as just hitting publish.
It's a lot more than that.
Okay.
It takes a strategic approach.
Yeah.
A deep understanding of your target audience and knowledge of the platforms they use.
And it all ties back to this holistic nature of content marketing.
Absolutely.
It's not just about creating great content.
Right.
It's about getting that content in front of the right people at the right time.
At the right time.
And creating an engaging experience that keeps them coming back for more.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
It's about weaving together all these different elements. Content creation, distribution, audience understanding, platform strategy to create a cohesive and effective marketing ecosystem for your Shopify business.
And the beauty of it is it's an ongoing process of learning and refining.
Right.
The more you experiment, the better you understand what works for your audience.
Exactly.
All right, well, this has been awesome.
It has.
Before we move to final thoughts, let's take a moment to hear from our sponsor.
All right.
This deep dive is powered by Growth Suite.
Awesome.
Growth Suite helps you run smart discount campaigns on your store.
Nice.
You can test it for free on your Shopify store.
Sweet.
Just land on the Shopify App Store now and test it for free.
I'm there.
Okay, so we're back.
Back again.
We've covered the 3 key steps to content marketing success.
We have.
Before we say goodbye, any final nuggets of wisdom for our listener?
I encourage them to start by taking a deep dive into their own data.
Okay.
Look at your Shopify analytics, your social media insights, any customer surveys you might have conducted.
Okay.
What are people already engaging with? What questions are they asking?
Okay, so you start with what you know.
Exactly. Let these insights guide your content strategy.
Start with what you can see.
Yes, and don't be afraid to experiment.
Right.
Try different content formats, different platforms, different distribution strategies.
Okay.
See what resonates with your audience and refine your approach as you go.
Okay.
Content marketing is a dynamic field, and the key is to stay curious, adapt to change, and never stop learning.
It's a journey of constant learning and discovery.
It is.
Just like everything else in life.
Right.
So it's a reminder that even in this world of digital marketing, there's always room for creativity. Innovation. And that human touch.
Absolutely.
So, I think we've given our listener a lot to think about today.
I think so too.
Content marketing for Shopify. It's a beast, but a beautiful one.
It is.
When you know how to tame it right.
It is. It's powerful.
All right. Okay, so we're back.
Ready for the final stretch.
Yeah, ready to wrap up this deep dive into content marketing for Shopify.
It's been a good one.
It has been.
Yeah.
And before we say goodbye, I wanted to touch on something you mentioned earlier about the importance of data.
Right.
Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so your Shopify store and your social media platforms are gold mines of valuable data just waiting to be unearthed.
Okay.
So first, you want to dive into your Shopify analytics to see which products are getting the most views, what search terms people are using on your site, even where your traffic is coming from.
Makes sense.
Then you want to check your social media insights.
Okay.
See which posts are getting the most engagement. What types of content resonate with your audience, and when your followers are most active.
So you're really getting into like the mind of your customer.
Yeah, it's like having a direct line to their thoughts and behaviors.
Yeah. Okay.
You can use these insights to inform your content strategy.
Okay.
So for example, if you notice a particular product is consistently getting a lot of views, create content that highlights its features and benefits.
Okay.
If you see a spike in engagement when you post about a certain topic, explore that topic further in your blog posts or videos.
So it's not just about creating content that you think your audience wants.
Exactly.
It's about using data.
It's about validating your assumptions.
To prove it.
Yeah, and making sure you're delivering content that they're actually interested in.
That makes sense.
And remember, content marketing is an ongoing process of learning and refining.
Right.
What works today might not work tomorrow.
Yeah.
So stay flexible, adaptable, and always open to new ideas.
This has been so insightful.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
Sharing your expertise.
My pleasure.
Breaking down content marketing for Shopify.
Happy to do it.
In a way that I think is really easy to understand.
Well, that's the goal.
And our listeners can actually take action on.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So to our listeners,
yes,
we hope you've gained some valuable insights today.
Yeah.
And some actionable strategies that you can use.
For sure.
To take your Shopify store to the next level.
Take action.
Remember, content marketing is a marathon.
It is.
Not a sprint.
A marathon, not a sprint.
So be patient.
Yes.
Persistent. And stay focused on creating content.
Right.
That truly connects.
That's key.
With your audience.
Yes, connecting with your audience.
And who knows?
What?
Maybe one day we'll be featuring your Shopify success story.
Oh, love that.
Right here on the Deep Dive.
I would love to see that.
That's a great goal to strive for.
Yes.
Until next time.
All right.
Keep diving deep.
Keep learning.
And keep those Shopify orders rolling in.
That's what we like to hear.
This deep dive was powered by Growth Suite.
Right.
Growth Suite helps you run smart discount campaigns on your store.
Cool.
You can test it for free on your Shopify store.
Sweet.
Just land on the Shopify App Store now.
Easy.
And test it for free.
All right, I'm going to go do that right now.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone.